this is why I find like doing this kind of work for me is like so important, is so like people that can, they have a chance that if they choose to, like, to be able to heal themselves.
Yeah.
You know, anybody that wants it, and I just want to put that out there for people, right? Like, because it's tough and it can be hurting, and you know, to me, I've had a lot of hard struggles and things in life, but like I'm very lucky in a lot of ways, so pretty happy with how things went. So.
Well, you also got reconnected to your culture.
Yes.
And that's a big thing, and that's in corrections. I specialize in Indigenous healing, and I chose to specialize in that because it was the one program, if you call it a program, that I believed in. So that elders, outside elders, and Indigenous liaison officers spending time with the inmates and reconnecting them to the lost culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just lost because of prison; it was lost because of residential school sometimes, and also because of foster care, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they reintroduce that and show them who they were meant to be.
Yeah.
Right, and it works. I've seen it work beyond belief. There were guys who I know who left, who were going to become elders when they got back to their communities, and embraced the teachings. And so it's the one program, and they're teachings that were shared with me too, and it's become my belief system as well, right? So, yeah,
that's very
and it's
cool.
helped me, especially drumming, right? I find it so therapeutic.
Yeah,
right. The drumming and the singing, beyond anything I could ever do in a church setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. And I find a lot of our ceremonies and cultural things lets us be human too. Like, there's spiritual stuff, but it's like we're also widely accepted about who we are, and we all have gifts.
Yeah.
And it's like the community gets to come together, and they want to look and see, especially elders, they see what your gift is, who you are, and who you're going to be, right? And then it becomes like a kind of a journey to just go into that. So, and yeah, like for me, like coming back to my community has been a blessing. Like I was going down a whole different path, and I could have been in the system or dead.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And so I'm very, very fortunate in that I had this, and because like I know people that are the Indigenous people that are here, and they're like from Saskatchewan, Manitoba, it's because they've been displaced. And like if that happened to me where I was over there, who knows?
Yeah.
I probably would be in a whole different place. I probably wouldn't be doing this, That's for sure. So, so I'm very lucky. So what did you have to unlearn what it means to be a man?
Well, I tried to do everything I could to look like a man. so the weightlifting, right?
Yeah.
Primarily. And so there was a point where I unlearned that. I didn't work out for 10 years in time, but I was it's just part of who I am. It's part of my upbringing, right? Watching those Stallone movies and so forth. But also at the same time, it's a self-respecting. I'm willing to do what others aren't, right? Which is go to the gym 7 days a week. It's not fun, but it's my social circle. But to unlearn what I thought was to be a man, well, men never cried, right? And I still struggle with that a lot, actually. So I haven't really unlearned anything. I hold in a lot that I shouldn't hold in.
Yeah.
The odd time I'll have a breakthrough and I'll get a release, right? And drumming used to do that for me quite often. I would drum with the inmates in my unit, and I'd organize it at nighttime. And we would drum, and I would feel a sense of release. So I always say singing, crying, and laughing is a release of emotion, right?
Yeah.
And being a man, you try to be so stoic, which is good and bad. It has its time and its place, but being stoic's about not showing emotion.
Yeah.
So it's a bad thing in some regards too, but also if you're angry, it might be a good thing. Because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble by responding to your angry thoughts. Yeah. Or unleashing your anger or your rage, right?
Yeah.
And that's where my wrestling name came from. It was actually a part of me, right? I used to use anger to keep people away. Yeah. Because I was vulnerable and didn't want to be criticized or didn't want to be hurt. So I would just push away with anger, right? So it became my gimmick almost for my wrestling character too, right? Yeah. As my wrestling character, Rage, would take a beating, typically from a bigger wrestler. And eventually he would rage up and start firing back and make his comeback, for example. But it was anger. So Rage is anger, and people like the character Rage, but they don't like Rage when he's unleashed by accident by Clint.
Oh, in real life.
Because I have a bad temper.
Yeah, right? That's right.
Because I've been conditioned to have a bad temper because I learned that having a bad temper scares people away.
Yeah, well, it keeps people on, don't fuck with that guy, don't mess with this guy.
It keeps me safe, and it makes it appear that I'm unstable, which also keeps me from being potentially bullied, right?
Yeah, and it's like almost like for me, like I feel like I relate to that quite a bit. Like I've got in trouble for a lot of outbursts that were, not good and got me expelled, but or suspended, and but I felt like I was protecting that inner child inside me, that vulnerable piece, and so I like had all these things where it's like I got into boxing to do that, and weightlifting too, and it was like I got into because like I was getting picked on, I was getting bullied, and I was getting called those like homophobic slurs too, and then I was like, well, fuck this. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna be pissed off, and now it's like, okay, I gotta heal those things, and I gotta look at those things. And a lot of the things I do now is I don't know if you ever heard of shadow work, but I do those kind of things, and I ask myself those kind of questions. And I also feel like I have an alter ego kind of thing, and it kind of lets me be like I try to integrate that dark shadow side into myself. I used to look at it as malevolent and evil and like those kind of things, and now I look at it as it depends what I do with it. Determines that. It's almost like learning to, like if you go use a gun, you could go use it to hunt and provide for your family, or you could go like, rob a bank. It's like it's kind of like that. And so what I had to do is I had to come and learn to love my whole self. And one of the things I'm trying to learn to love is like the part of me that doesn't feel good enough or doesn't want to I guess like just wants to not do anything, and it's like so it's like an ongoing journey, ongoing process.
Well, I just found something for that, and just in the last couple of days, I found it. I was watching because I like to watch a lot of YouTube when my brain goes in a certain direction, like to figure things out. So they said when you have that self-critical mind telling you can't do it, you're not good enough, believing things people had called you and so forth, they said name that person. Name that person. Who's that person? And give them a name. So Frank, for example, right? And then you tell Frank, hey Frank, I'm not listening to you.
Not listening to your shit.
Right? I know I'm better than this. I know I can do this because I've done this, and this. And people actually like me when you're not in my ear. Right? And so you're basically your devil on your shoulder. And the second thing I came to realize a little while ago as I started back up my own wrestling promotion, which I may have been in a little bit of a manic phase, I'm thinking, but what if you truly believed you could do anything you wanted to? What if you truly believed that? It's very hard to comprehend. But for a short little stint there, when I bought my wrestling ring and I got my business license and so forth, I truly believed I could do whatever I wanted to, which was start my own wrestling federation up. And hire some guys and do some shows. And I'm doing it, but I'm doing it now more because I got the ball rolling. I'm not finding any joy in it. But I'm doing it almost as work now. But for those 1 or 2 weeks, I truly believed I could do anything that I wanted to do. And it was an amazing feeling because I didn't have those self-imposed limitations. So I didn't have Frank talking in my ear for like 1 or 2 weeks. That's
totally cool. I did an exercise. This was a long time ago, but it was like all that negative thinking. I shouldn't do that. I'm not good enough. Or like it's like and then you kind of imagine it as like something like a small fucking ugly creature that has like a really annoying, gross voice, and you're just like, and you kind of like haha, screw you kind of thing. It's like I could do whatever I want. I can pursue these things, but it's like. It's almost like making it small and like powerless in a way.
Well, in Christianity, that'd be your demon, right? You'd have a demon, demon of doubt, or the demon of self-hatred, or self-loathing.
And I think actually those would be I think those would be something that I could see as like in the Christian faith as something that is legit, I guess, in a way.
Well, there's certain aspects probably of every religion that you could utilize to better yourself, but I think just naming Frank